Debuting in Atlanta, Georgia, Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde would go on to be a classic blaxploitation flick. Although not as iconic as Blackula or Blackenstein, this movie would still build a cult following. William Crane, still hot off of his instant classic Blackula, Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde had a lot of eyes on it. Sticking with that Universal Monsters motif and having some underlying racial and inequality subtext that I will try my best to tackle, but it really does deserve a deeper dive. The film follows Dr. Pride, who's working on his new serum that makes a rat turn murderous, but is supposed to help with some other illness. So instead of getting more rats for better testing, he just tests on a woman bound to die in the clinic. He mentions his mother's death, dying surrounded by people not helping her, who we later learn are all hookers. But personally is where I start to have some problems because he's kind of doing the same thing for this woman, considering the serum literally kills her. And really that is the biggest problem I have with this film, Pride's reasoning. It makes little to no sense and makes you wonder how the hell he managed to become a doctor. He tricks one of the hookers over to his house with the intent on using the serum on her. She has him take it first and it causes his skin to turn white as if he's robbed a dollar store for makeup, going on a murderous rampage. He chases her until she runs in front of a cop who literally hits her and then finds her perfectly able to get up in front of the car. And of course he makes her lie back down in the street and just stay there because, you know, that's exactly what he would do. Being the horrible cop that he is, Pride just gets away, and this leads us into more exposition and better look at Moonlight Lounge, where we meet one and only P.I.M.P., who gives Zorro a run for his money. But Pride is at it again and he attacks the joint, grabbing a man by his you-know-what and ragdolling him as if they were in a legendary fight scene from They Live. He continues on his rampage days at a time, now killing hookers because of the serum finds a deep down part inside of him that is resentment towards these ladies of the night because they let his mother die. Now you may ask, why doesn't he stop taking it since there's nothing to lead the viewer to assume he's, addicted to this drug? So you'd assume he just wants to do it anyway and uses the serum to Hulk out, but who knows? And that makes no sense considering he's kind of built up to be this really nice guy who's, really good surgeon or doctor or whatever. It's weird. The lady he had drugged before goes to him, putting two and two together that he's the killer. She threatens to get the cops involved and doesn't turn himself in, and then leaves straight for the police station, giving him literally giving no time at all for him to turn himself in, which makes no sense. He hulks out again and chases her throughout the town, and then the police arrive. So the film ends with him climbing this random tower in town and getting King Konged off of it. And wait, since when did this film have helicopter budget? It's an okay ending, I guess, nothing crazy, but I'd like to dive deeper quickly into the scene where the lead lady, Linda, goes back to his place and he tries to make her try the serum. There's a book, Education Institution, Horror Films, A History of Mad Professors, Student Bodies, and Final Exams. The writer of the book draws a connection from the scene I'd mentioned to the Tuskegee syphilis experiments, which is an interesting concept that I don't know if I completely back, but I can definitely see some similarities there. Providing that a code of ethics is put aside for experimentation, much like the scene described from the film. An interesting way to shed light on Pride in what is otherwise a played-for-laughs sort of film, with ball grabbing and
understand poop butt.
Dr. Pride, having fallen so low, yet is still regarded by many fans of the subgenre as an Avenger-like hero, doesn't really fit the narrative. It's not like he kills for the thrill, but revenge. Cleaning his streets of what he deems to be unfit people based on his past personal experiences. Yet it's never really put into question the reality of these people and the truth behind them. Little to no ill intent most, if not all, of his victims had. I might be over-contextualizing a 70s drive-in film, but it seemed to drop the ball what could have been a great dichotomy and dilemma for our lead character to have in reverse of the Mr. Hyde-like persona. It's an element of the character that should have been played up more, in my opinion, and would have much more impacted the film. Some people also contextualize the white in his transformation to compare white to evil, but I think it's more of a comparison of misleading in the eyes of some. It's no blanket statement, it's not something I totally agree with, but it's still a concept of the film that kind of should be analyzed. It's still a fun film to watch, and dissecting aside, you have an abnormally strong man bowl another human, ragdoll some dudes at a titty bar, hit a pimp with his car twice, throw a chick, wait, not the dog, and hell, even catch some nudity.
I gotta call my mama, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, when you see her, tell her she know where to send the money.
Jesus Christ. Now that is a hang. Jesus Christ.